Go into a debate from Karnataka. We've got the politicians, we've also got the stakeholders. Prashant GS is a spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. Syed Asad Abbas is a political analyst. He speaks sometimes against the BJP, but he's independent. Suhas Shripad Nerurkar is a trustee for the Center for Smart Cities. He's an entrepreneur and a businessman based in Bengaluru. He'll be giving us a perspective from the business community. And my colleague Siddharth Zarabi is managing editor with Business Today TV. Siddharth, I want to start actually with you, because I wanted to get an overall perspective on this. The minister in Karnataka has clarified, Siddharth, that this does not apply to the tech and IT industry at the moment, but it has still caused quite a bit of alarm because this sounds parochial. If you're an MNC, please display in public how many Kannadigas you have hired. This kind of flies in the face of brand Bengaluru. What do you think, Siddharth?
Well, I don't think it is legally tenable. I don't think it will stand the test of law if it were to be put to that, because remember, any form of reservation and any form of identity-related forced disclosure is violative both from a language point of view and a domicile point of view in our constitution. Reservations are available, but they are on a completely different set of criteria. One of the key things that Karnataka needs to grapple with, and Shiv, this has been going on since 1984. This is 40 years continuous the local Kannadiga realization and need for higher technology jobs. But just one piece of data which is very interesting. This is a data between 2019 and 2021, and it gives us a statewide breakup of the number of foreign companies registering in our states. And Parliament was told in July 2021 that 320 companies had registered in that 3-year period, and Karnataka was not number 1. It was not number 2, it was not even number 3, it was number 4 and just next to West Bengal. Just one comparison. Amazing. Maharashtra had 42 companies registered in FY19, Karnataka had only 7. Next year it was 40 in Maharashtra, Karnataka it went up to 8. West Bengal was 6 in FY19. So there is very clearly some sort of linkage that Karnataka politicians, and Sagai made that point very well, this cuts across party lines, that they'll have to keep in mind that Maharashtra, Telangana, Haryana, which has more foreign companies registered than Karnataka, are perhaps going to eat the cake.
Very, very interesting. Mr. Nerurkar, I'd like to come to you before I go to the politicians and the analysts. As a member of the business community, as someone who works in Bengaluru, you're a trustee with the Center for Smart Cities, so you're very much plugged into what Bengaluru is famous for, a global city. How does this this diktat by the government sound to you, sir?
Fundamentally, I have a question and difficulty in understanding the usage of the words. It's impossible to define realistically what the word Kannadiga means in the context of a metropolitan city. Do you define it based on domicile status? Are you going to define it based on a person's mother tongue? A lot of people have mixed mother tongues. Person could be from Karnataka but could still identify his mother tongue as Konkani. So it's complicated.
Assuming they frame some rules, sir. Assuming they frame a set of rules under which the criteria will be agreed upon. Is it something that is a good idea?
Any rule, I want to hear any rule which makes practical sense or is even feasible. Each of the things I mentioned to you are not even practical. For example, a person could have spent 20 years overall in the state of Karnataka, but could have spent intermittently all over the place. Could have been worked 5 years in Bangalore, then could have gone to Mumbai, could have gone to Paris, could anything. So in a knowledge industry specifically, from which I am more familiar with, it's impossible to say that a person will stay in one place for an extended period of life. So if you go by domicile status, it might even not work with people whose mother tongue is Kannada. If you go by mother tongue is Kannadiga, how do you determine that I'm identifying my mother tongue correctly? I mean, it's really, there is no log, there is no ID proof to say this is my mother tongue. This is none of that exists. So
Fair
you
enough.
can't go by a person's declared mother tongue. You can't really go by domicile statements in an industry where people move their domicile all the time.
Okay. Okay.
So I really don't
Yeah.
know how that even works. So it just
Okay.
seems like an arbitrary political statement with really no practical implementability. That's the
I
way I
would
see.
agree with you about the arbitrariness of it, except that, and we have graphics on our screen to show that starting from 1986, announcements that have sounded arbitrary as far as Kannada identity, Kannadiga identity is concerned, have very frequently become laws, very frequently become, legislations in the state of Karnataka, which is why, one hesitates to see this merely as, some kind of political posturing. Syed, how do you see this? You also belong to the business community. You've lived, identify as a Kannadiga. You know Bengaluru better than most people. Do you think this is a good idea?
Well, honestly, Shiv, it was the beautiful city, Namma Bengaluru, where we first met. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that many of the yummy items of Karnataka figure in your Twitter list as well. Now, getting straight to the point. Well, honestly telling you, Shiv, being a citizen of this beautiful state and Bengaluru, it does hurt me when certain activists, fringe elements come out and deface, the boards and so on and so
But
forth.
this is not
The fact
activist,
of the
Syed.
matter,
This is
the
not
same
activist.
reason
This
why
is government,
Shiv,
Sarkara.
I'll tell you, it was not the government which went about vandalism. It
No,
was
not
the
the
activists
vandalism.
who did
Yes.
that.
I'm
Same,
talking about this
same, same
announcement.
reason why. Yes, same reason why
Let's be
Siddaramaiah ji,
clear
the
here.
Honorable Chief Minister
It was state
Prashant
of
has come to you.
sponsored.
Let him
Karnataka.
finish.
My friend, let me
It was
finish.
state sponsored by the fringe elements.
Prashant, my friend, let me finish and then I'll treat you a dosa. Okay, just 2 minutes. Okay, so coming straight to the point, which Sri Siddaramaiah ji also made a statement that anybody who takes a law will not be tolerated. Peacefully, you could protest like at the Freedom Park or elsewhere, but anybody who takes the law will be booked under the aegis. But Shiv, I'll tell you the larger problem, not just the Congress, BJP, JDS, whenever there has been any party here from Karnataka, these incidents have happened. And now Ashok Narayan ji, I don't know how
Fair
Prashant
enough.
will back for it. He's welcomed the move. So I'd
Correct.
love